Our members of this committee are,
Councilor Bishop, Councilor Hare, and Councilor Rabs.
I nominate Tracy Hare for our chair.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Abstained? All right. All yours. There you go.
Okay, we're starting the Finance and Investment Committee meeting. This meeting can be viewed on local cable channel 1303 or online at www.bucksportmaine.gov under Watch Meetings. And call to order. Councilor Bishop?
Here.
Councilor Rabs?
Here.
Okay, sorry, bear with me, I'll get this.
It's fun to tap.
It's fun to tell. I have to pay closer attention. So the one and only item on the agenda is the Highway Department plow truck replacement request, and you'll see that we have a few bids in here to discuss. So did you guys want to come up first, or do you have?
I have a question. The trade-in 10,000, can we get more than that if we just sold it outright?
It's possible. It's a chance you take.
It's not the desirable model of truck. It's the very last one of our
International
the
Max Force.
international max force limits that we got.
If I could comment on that, if there was ever a truck that was sold for equipment and a history of equipment to be sold that devalued an entire fleet, swore they would never go back to a brand, it would be that one that caused more problems than I talked to I work for a lot of companies that had those trucks, and I talked to a couple people about this situation we're talking about tonight specifically, and they literally laugh that we still have one because they're amazed that it still works.
There were 3 in the fleet when I came to Bucksport that had been purchased because they were the lower price model. There were no extended warranties purchased on any of those vehicles, and every single one of them had the same emission control issues that cost literally the town tens of thousands of dollars annually in repairs until we got to the point where they were. This one has been better than the other 2, but the other 2 were, I will tell you that in discussing this with Public Works, I can remember saying, as long as I sit in this chair, I will never recommend to the council that they buy anything with an international name on it again. These were money pits for not only Bucksport, but many, many communities that bought them. And this has been 10 years in the getting rid of it stage, and
Well, the interesting thing too about this is 2 of the bids came back the same amount, and the third one, the international guy said, no, we're not gonna offer anything, we'll put it on the lot and you'll get whatever someone offers for it, but this is gonna replace a 10-wheel, or is this the,
6-wheeler downtown truck.
okay.
I have a question
And,
about.
and along the lines of the maintenance, repair, and operations cost, I mean, along the lines of what Sue, has it been bad compared to the Freightliners in your opinion?
Absolutely.
Yes, this year it's been okay. It's served us well this year. Previous years, it has not.
Over the life of the truck, we've probably spent half the purchase price on just repair.
And going with your recommendation, this will put us in line with the rest of the
We would have
rest of the fleet for any common, whatever my common parts would be, and trainings and stuff like that.
It's one dealership you're dealing with. They're all the same: oil filters, air filters, fuel filters. Everything's the same. All when we do this.
consistent.
In your discussions with them, is there an advantage to sort of doing it before any risk of prices going pretty high for?
With this, it should be the price.
This is like a set bid for like 30 days or for a while, or?
In practice, in prior practices, it's been, this is the price.
Yeah, if we accept what they're offering, we're basically.
We're
locked
on
in,
that,
yeah.
because, yeah, okay.
The only time that didn't work was when we were almost 3 years out on the fire truck rebuild that we did. And because it was literally years out to get chips, not potato, chips to make that thing run, that by the time it got to the end, we had an increase in one of the body parts that we paid because of that. But again, that was years in, it took us 3 years to get that.
How long does a dump truck typically last? How many years do we get out of it on
We've been
average?
running them on a 10-year cycle.
About 10, wow.
Are you pushing forward a preference, guys? Do you have a choice, like a top tier that you prefer?
We would recommend the Freightliner.
The Freightliner.
Yep.
Just to stay consistent.
That's the 217, 156.
That's, it's exactly the same model as all the, what we have for.
Or the five, actually.
And the financing on this, the debt service on this would take effect when the debt service on the last one's paid off in the next year. So it would be a replacement debt service, not a spike.
So there's no increase.
That's correct.
Oh.
It would keep it
It
level.
would just maintain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cause when this first came up on it, like full disclosure, my thought was, well, I think we ought to just hang tight, keep what we have and run it for a little bit longer. And then I found out what it actually is and quickly changed my mind to, we gotta get rid of that while it still moves. So,
And I think there's a window of cost that we
absolutely.
should consider too, just the unknown piece of that, right?
Well, in my opinion, these guys can prove or disprove, but in my opinion, the fact that we are being offered a $10,000 trade from what I have seen on Equipment Trader and other websites for equipment, because I was curious how, after everyone said they were worthless, how worthless they actually are. We should consider ourselves blessed if it lands up there after we drove it there to get $10,000 out of it.
So,
In vehicles that we've tried to do on our own, we haven't seen anything more than this in terms of.
Yeah,
what
we've
people would
tried to
pay.
sell things on our own. I mean, we might have a slight bit more than our original asking price, but we haven't made a large increase over what trade value they have.
How old is our oldest Freightliner?
17.
17, okay. Just on the back side of that, I would be excited if, as a program as a whole in the future, if maybe we got 12 years out of a truck to help space things out a little bit more in the future, if that's possible. I know you don't have an answer for that now. It's gonna take time to see how these trucks
Right, we
behave, but
kind of won't know until we get there.
exactly. But,
how we're doing.
but I think it would be great if we could start off with a streamlined fleet to be able to do that.
These
Well,
have
we
been
at least
far
will have
less.
divested ourselves of the
Right.
last
yeah.
money pit truck that
Yep.
has been.
I think you're gonna see your trade-in values are gonna be a lot higher the next time around, too. I mean, you're not gonna be looking at a $10,000 trade, you're probably looking at a $60,000, $70,000 trade.
Because it's good
They're
freight.
they're better trucks, they're more desirable.
This is the new one is a Cummins engine with a Allison transmission, correct?
Yeah, yes, I read that, yeah,
That's-
I went through that.
Good to go.
Yeah.
So, do we have a motion on the table to move it to council, move this bid to council?
I would make a motion that we recommend moving the Freightliner bid to council.
Second?
All in favor? Motion carries. All right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
So how many months before we